Black-eyed children refers to a paranormal phenomenon involving supposed encounters with mysterious children who have completely black eyes, lacking any visible sclera or iris. According to eyewitness accounts, these children, usually described as being between 6 and 16 years old, appear on doorsteps or approach people in public places, often asking for help or requesting to be let into homes or vehicles. Witnesses report feeling a sense of unease or dread when confronted by these black-eyed children, describing their behavior as odd, unsettling, or even threatening. Some paranormal researchers suggest that these children may be extraterrestrial beings, interdimensional entities, or some form of supernatural or demonic presence, disguising themselves as human children. Proponents of the black-eyed children phenomenon point to the consistency of the reports, with many witnesses describing similar experiences and details, such as the children's outdated clothing or their insistence on being invited inside. Some accounts even suggest that the black-eyed children possess mind control or hypnotic abilities, as witnesses often report feeling compelled to comply with their requests, despite their instinctive unease. While skeptics argue that these encounters can be attributed to overactive imaginations, misidentification, or exaggerated tales, believers in the phenomenon maintain that the sheer volume and consistency of the reports lend credence to the existence of black-eyed children. The idea of black-eyed children has gained popularity in paranormal circles, with numerous websites, forums, and books dedicated to documenting and discussing alleged encounters with these mysterious entities. Black helicopters refers to a conspiracy theory that suggests the existence of unmarked black-colored helicopters flying over various parts of the United States, allegedly conducting covert operations or surveillance on behalf of the government or some shadowy organization. Proponents of this theory claim that these helicopters are often seen in rural areas, near military bases, or flying over private property, leading to speculation about their purpose and the identity of their operators. Some believe that the black helicopters are connected to the United Nations, the New World Order, or a secret military unit, and that they are being used to monitor and control the population or to prepare for a future takeover. Witnesses have reported seeing these helicopters flying at low altitudes, sometimes without any visible markings or registration numbers, adding to the mystery and fueling conspiracy theories. The idea of black helicopters gained traction in the 1990s, particularly among right-wing militia groups and those who were suspicious of the government's motives and actions. Some conspiracy theorists point to the increased militarization of law enforcement and the existence of secret government programs as evidence that the black helicopters could be part of a larger, sinister plot. Others suggest that the black helicopters may be related to the government's alleged involvement in UFO cover-ups, with the helicopters being used to recover crashed alien spacecraft or to silence witnesses. While there have been confirmed sightings of unmarked dark-colored helicopters, skeptics argue that these are likely connected to legitimate military training exercises, law enforcement operations, or private contractors, rather than any nefarious conspiracy. Black Knight Satellite refers to a conspiracy theory that claims there is an ancient extraterrestrial spacecraft orbiting the Earth, predating human spaceflight technology. Proponents of this theory suggest that the satellite has been in orbit for approximately 13,000 years and was placed there by an advanced alien civilization to monitor human activity. The origins of the Black Knight satellite theory can be traced back to 1954, when newspapers reported on a supposed sighting of an unknown object in orbit by the U.S. Air Force. Some believers in the theory point to a photograph taken during the 1998 STS-88 mission of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, which appears to show a mysterious black object in low Earth orbit, as potential evidence of the satellite's existence. They argue that the object's shape and size are not consistent with known man-made satellites or space debris, suggesting that it could be of extraterrestrial origin. Conspiracy theorists have also linked the Black Knight satellite to various historical and mythological accounts, such as the Babylonian creation myth and the ancient Indian text, the Mahabharata, which mention flying objects and celestial battles. Some even claim that Nikola Tesla, the renowned inventor, intercepted radio signals from the Black Knight satellite in 1899, believing them to be communications from another world. However, skeptics and experts have debunked the Black Knight satellite theory, explaining that the object in the STS-88 photograph is likely a thermal blanket that was lost during a spacewalk, and that there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of an ancient alien spacecraft in orbit. The Black Snake prophecy refers to a vision by the Lakota holy man Black Elk, who foresaw an apocalyptic black snake crossing a mighty river. According to the prophecy, if the snake successfully crosses the river, it signifies the beginning of the end of the world. However, if the snake is prevented from crossing, it represents the dawn of a new age of peace and cooperation. In Black Elk's vision, a hawk and an eagle, possibly symbolizing racial cooperation, ultimately kill the black snake. This prophecy has gained renewed attention in light of the Standing Rock protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline. Some Native American elders from various tribes interpret the current events as signs that we are on the verge of either a new era or the end of the current one. Concurrently, other tribes have similar prophecies foretelling the end of the current era due to environmental degradation and strife, followed by a transition into a new world. The Hopi prophecy, for example, speaks of the sea turning black and many living things dying as a result, which could be interpreted as an oil spill or other environmental disaster. It also mentions a dwelling place in the heavens falling with a great crash, appearing as a blue star, which some might interpret as an extraterrestrial event or the arrival of an alien ship. The Mohawk prophecy of the seventh generation similarly describes a time when elm trees would die, animals would be born deformed, and rivers would burn, all pointing to environmental devastation. This prophecy also states that 7 generations after contact with Europeans, the Onkwahanwe, referring to the Native American people, would rise up and demand the restoration of their rights and stewardship over the earth. The current generation of Kanyenkahaka, referring to the Mohawk people, youth is believed to be the 7th generation mentioned in the prophecy, tasked with providing leadership and guidance to those who have failed. These prophecies, while open to interpretation, reflect the deep connection Native American cultures have with the environment and their concerns about the consequences of human actions on the earth. The similarities between these prophecies from different tribes suggest a shared understanding of the cyclical nature of time and the potential for significant changes in the world as we know it. The blood and soil effect of wars refers to a controversial theory suggesting that armed conflicts can lead to long-term environmental benefits for the areas where battles took place. Proponents of this idea point to historical examples like the Korean Demilitarized Zone, which has become an unintended nature preserve teeming with rare plant and animal species. They argue that the absence of human activity in former war zones allows ecosystems to recover and thrive, sometimes for decades or even centuries after the conflict ends. Some researchers have noted increased biodiversity in areas that were once battlefields, citing the presence of endangered species and the restoration of natural habitats. Supporters of this theory also highlight how unexploded ordnance and landmines can inadvertently create de facto wildlife sanctuaries by keeping humans away from certain regions. Critics, however, argue that the environmental damage caused by warfare, including chemical contamination and habitat destruction, far outweighs any potential benefits. Bloodletting magic refers to the practice of using one's own blood in magical rituals or spells. Practitioners believe that blood, as a life essence, holds immense power and can be used to enhance the potency of their magical workings. In some traditions, a small amount of blood is extracted, typically through a pinprick on the finger, and added to spells or ritual items like talismans or poppets. The belief is that the blood creates a stronger connection between the practitioner and the intended outcome of the spell. Some also view the offering of blood as a way to demonstrate dedication or to bind oneself to a particular magical oath or intention. The use of blood in ritual can be traced back to various ancient cultures, such as the Aztecs, who believed blood offerings were necessary to appease the gods. In modern times, the practice is most often associated with certain branches of paganism, witchcraft, and Western occultism. Responsible practitioners take proper precautions to ensure safety and hygiene when engaging in bloodletting magic. However, the use of blood in magic remains a controversial topic, with some viewing it as a form of self-harm or as crossing ethical boundaries. Despite the taboo nature of the practice, those who engage in bloodletting magic believe that the power of blood can greatly amplify the effectiveness of their spells and rituals.